Video number 2. Okay, like I was saying with my country self. Okay, like I was saying. Okay, I put it in this little pot. Cause see, when I was on TikTok, they were talking about plants, and I'm like, ooh, I hadn't done a plant in a long time. So let's do a plant. So I put it in this little old container, and I put a little hole at the bottom so you could get water could get through. You know, all of a sudden it got freezing cold in Atlanta, so I put everything in the windowsill. And this is pears, and I got to relabel it right here. So what I did was, I was very gentle, and I took it out of this little container, and I put it in this big container. I put it in this big container. You see it? It's just a little, but it's got so much root to it. You see it? You see, I don't want to spill none of the soil, but it has so much root to it. So the root was too big to be in this container, so I had to move it out, but I was being gentle as I could be. But guess what happened when I was being gentle? It still moved everything around, and you see, not all the soil came out. So I made a teeny hole inside the other container and put the dirt that was in there. And then I put the other plant in there because I wanted to keep the same dirt in there so it could continue to grow in that same dirt, because that dirt is fertile. So what happened was, it was a little jarring to the plant. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I was talking to her. Yes, it's a her, because I'm a her. And I was talking to her, and I was like, I'm so sorry. And that's how it is when God moves us from a place that's too small for us. We don't recognize that it's small because it's comfortable. It's really comfortable, and I'm pretty sure this was comfortable to her, because she's been in here for, I say, about 2 months now. I didn't see anything, and I was getting a little discouraged, and I was like, I hope I did it right, but I was like, I'm not touching them plants. And I didn't open up, because I had a little lid on the top too. So it was like a little greenhouse. So I had put water in it. I ain't put no more water. I just left it as it was. And it was like a little greenhouse, because the heat from the sun, it was in the windowsill. So the heat from the sun was getting it, and it was growing, and it was growing, and it was growing. But see, it had to go underneath the dirt before it could come on top of the dirt. And that's the hard part. Don't nobody see you over here, and you doing your work. Don't nobody see what you doing. You see my little seedling? So I went ahead and put her in here, because it was too much root, and that root was growing, and it was pushing up against the little container. So I said, I'll go ahead and put it in a bigger container. And that's what God does. And when he's moving you to the bigger container, guess what? You miss the little container. You miss the little container. You miss all the other seedlings that was around it, because it was 6 other seedlings, but nobody else grew. Just this one, and I know how that feels. Just this one. So she had to leave behind everybody else, and I know how that feels, because I've been on this walk for a minute. I'm 51, and I've been on this walk. I know I don't look 51, but I am. I'm 51, and I've been on this walk for a minute. And a lot of people who I started with, they're no longer here with me. Like that song, there's a gospel song in America that says, they said I wouldn't make it. They said I wouldn't be here today. They said I never amount to anything. But I'm glad to say, yes, I'm on my way. And I'm growing stronger each and every day. They were many that started out with me, but now they're gone astray. The road's been rough, and the going's been mighty tough, but I'm not going nowhere. I'm here to stay, 'cause I'm still holding on. And I'm bound for the promised land. And I'm still holding on. And I'm holding on to the holy plan. And I would never Good his hand. Ooh, that's one of my favorite songs. I used to sing that song. Preacher's Kid, but I took the label off a long time ago. But I used to sing that when I used to be, excuse me, at the church all the time. I used to lead that song when I was in the choir. I used to sing it all the time. Excuse me, confirmation bird. But God is so good. Like I said, I had another message, but God switched it up when I saw that seedling. And the other songs I have for you is God is able. God is able and he won't fail. God won't fail. He won't fail. So don't you dare give up. Don't you dare give in. 'Cause God won't fail. That's Smoky Norfolk. That's God is able. And the other version of God is able. God is able to do just what he said he would do. He will fulfill all he promised to you. What? Don't give up on God, 'cause he won't give up on you. He's able. Oh, 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 oh. He's able. Oh, 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 oh. And this is the rest of the message he gave me. Go forwards or go backwards. Going backwards turns you into Lot's wife, Salt. I don't want anyone to be left behind, but not everyone wants to go forward. It costs too much to grow. You know how much it cost that plant to grow? That plant had to grow through 1.5 inches of dirt. It was just a seed. Just a seed. That's it. A seed in water and dirt. That's it. And it took that plant 2 months to come through 1.5 inches of dirt. And I put a little hole at the bottom. You can see the little hole right there. I put a little hole at the bottom so the water could come through. Woo! Thank y'all from TikTok showing me how to plant again. Because I had completely forgot, you know. Sometimes you walk with God and you forget some things, and I forgot a lot. I had amnesia, to tell you the truth. I felt like I was thawed out and had to start all over again, because that's what it felt like, and that's what it was. Don't be surprised when they turn against you. Why? When they realize what happened, they're going to freak out, because everybody has an opportunity to keep going. But some people see the price that has to be paid and they quit. The timeline shift was a chance to change directions. After the 25th, that's it. It's so much angel activity on the earth right now. Don't be surprised when you hear far out stories of people's lives being saved from various situations. The shadow side of us, what we call the enemy, is trying to keep us from taking ourselves, keeping us from taking ourselves out. It's trying to get us to take ourselves out. Basically, you know, to off ourselves, okay? As well as others. Pay attention to your emotions, and check with your children under 21. It is just so serious now. We are in serious warfare, spiritual warfare. What you feed is what will be the strongest. Remember the old proverb? There are two wolves. Well, which one is the wolf that lasts? Which one is the one that gets the strongest? Well, the one you feed, whatever you feed. You have a chance to feed your emotions and go off on people and tell them how you feel and blase, blase, blase. Or you could just be like, you know what? Peace out. I see who you are. Block, delete. I'm moving on. I don't have time to deal with that mess. If that's who you are, that's who you are. But guess what? I'm done. Love you, though. Fear and doubt and listening to illusions of the leaders. Nothing can be done under fear and doubt. Listening to the illusion of the leaders. No matter what is said, nothing can be done until Congress approves it. Anything that happens here in America